Welcome back to channel FC24. Alright, share with you this player 89 CM. So I'm really happy we managed to get this player from the challenge mode. Alright, so of course I'm going to swap him in to my lineup right now. I have an 88, so I'm going to switch it and let's see whether that changed the OVR. So let's see and check it out right now. Oops, that doesn't change at all. Likewise, we're going to test it out in a VSA, whether that actually increases or not, since it's +1 OVR. No, it doesn't at all. So it's really not worth it in that context to put in this player. The reason why is because it's worth a lot in the market right now. So if you check out the market, look at the player I just received, he's about 9.9 million. All right, so definitely I think the ideal choice would be put out for sales, and of course I'm going to swap back my previous CM, since that really doesn't affect in terms of the team OVR. So if I put in back, you can see actually there's no change in terms of the OVR, and in terms of attributes, roughly the same. Not really fantastic that they make a significant sacrifice for about 9.8 million. So definitely not worth that context. And looking at the 88 OVR, it doesn't fetch this great amount of coins. So I'm going to release it to the market immediately while there's still demand at 9.8, which is instantaneously sold. So we got 8.8 after tax, quite a hefty tax there, all thanks to EA as usual. I don't know why they've removed the tax waiver, so this is something that I really hope they can bring back. So that is the only player that's managed to sell, and with that we are reaching 18.5 million. All right, so I'm really happy managed to reach back this amount after spending so much into the icons player to upgrade my team to 90 OVR. If you're looking into this fantastic RB, you can buy these players, but I'm not asking you to do that because it's totally ridiculous to do so. Very quickly, what I did was I earmarked all this into my watch list. So you take a look at the watch list, the player is only 14.7 million, but you will add up all this amount that you require to buy all the 8 players, especially the one that 90 ST 21 million. That's crazy. I'd rather you buy from the market straight away. It's so much cheaper compared to buying all the 8 players. So this is ridiculous. Never do that, and I don't think that's fantastic either. So there's no point in doing that purchase. Just make sure you don't do all this silly stuff. But of course, the alternative to it is people actually did that by spending the amount and then eventually quickly sell the players off in the market. But that's only provided there are demands for it, because if it's 999 plus, when you buy the player to get that 8 players and then exchange for the 90 RB, once you try to sell the 8 players out to the market, you are stuck. And not forgetting, you're going to pay a hefty tax. So definitely not worth it. You really need at 90. Must as well just get it from market. It's so much cheaper. So looking at here, we're trying to do another challenge here. This is just one time lucky. The whole match was really not in my favor, but nonetheless we managed to maintain the scoreline 0-0 so far. We managed to pull it through all the way, including the extra time. I'm going to show you very shortly. At this juncture, we are almost halfway there into the first half, and we scored the first goal. At this point, I was quite excited that we will maintain this winning score and all the way push it through to 90 minutes. But really unfortunate, after that, things are really not as what I expected. Not very friendly in terms of luck. EA determined I'm not a winner, so that's the facts of life. End of the day, it's about luck after all. So if you take a look at the amount of efforts put in to try to avoid the opponent from scoring or stealing my ball, definitely is more than what I thought I should be contributing, but yet the amount of effort in scoring a goal by the opponent is so minimal, and yet it just worked out for him. So this is quite obvious. Generally, when EA determines that there will be a score by the opponent, and it will just make sure that work out. And it's another ridiculous fact that when you try to pass your ball around, or when you try to move, the ball just automatically loses possession from you. So that is something, is a telltale sign that is not in our favor. So we are at the 1-1 scoreline right now. We're entering into the second half of it, and throughout the whole match, you'll see the unfavorable situation that we're in, or can I say that as not really unfavorable but unfair play. So you look at the way I've been doing is try to avoid contact and by passing around, but most of the time I will lose the possession with very close opportunity of getting possession of the ball, but the next moment is gone again. So even though I try to score like this, that is so amazing. So you can see, no matter how hard you try, it's not possible because it's predetermined. All right. So what I'm trying to say is, sometimes it's not because it's your skill set. It's because everything is predetermined, and the difficulty level of you scoring is so high, and the opportunity of you losing possessions is so great. So this is generally how the EA have planned it out. So again, possession loss. In next 30 minutes or so, we'll end this game, and of course, we will enter into the extra time if EA allows. Otherwise, we'll be just losing within the next 8 minutes. All right, let's take a look at this last 8 minutes, whether it allows us to play further into extra time or not, or we will be lucky to close it off. No, it doesn't. Right? So again, it's proven not possible at all, and we are entering to the extra time. It's so obvious. All right, so now we have exhausted our subs. Definitely not getting fresh pair of legs, but getting Zidane in. So that's really a dangerous position that we are going to face. So if you look at the speed-wise or the skill set, I don't think that's fantastic. But you can see, no matter how hard you move, there's no way you can avoid him trying to steal your ball, and yet there's no referee in place. Referee are blind, as usual, in the EA. So this is very curious. I don't know why they put a referee in. That's not working at all. You can see we are entering towards the tail end of the first half of extra time, and the ball just go haywire at the moment where we try to score. So let's enter into the second half and see whether the problem persists. I'm not of high hopes. I believe generally this will be the case for the second half of it, and we will enter into penalty. And penalty is the only fair game, I would say, because it's not in EA control, but rather it's a matter of time, of effort, of practicing in your penalty shootout, that whether you will be able to make it. Alright, so now let's try to score, and we will not need to enter into penalty, hopefully. But again, it seems like we are going in. Right, so it's a headache for this guy. I don't know why, but we'll check it out very, very soon. So the first shot by Zidane, it'll be terrible, I believe. Yes, it's in my favor now. Not because of EA, but rather I would say penalty is a fair game. It's about practice. Try to score in terms not kicking the ball beyond the frame of the goalpost. All right, so I don't know why, but I've done nothing at all. That's possible in FC24. Very unlike FIFA Mobile, whereby if you don't do anything in controlling of your goalkeeper will just stand there and do nothing. But in FC24, it seems like the case that the goalkeeper is trying its best to do its professional job of goalkeeping without any interception by the real human player. So at this juncture, I'm confident that this player is lucky, but he's really poor in doing penalty. He's not sure how to do it. It's quite obvious because I just learned much after much tries, and he's used to the FIFA Mobile way, which doesn't work in FC24. Alright, so just make sure when you do FC24 penalty, you gotta show your fingers all the way, but not over the frame. Alright, thank you for watching. Do like and subscribe. Goodbye.